so I am just completely like, what just happened? Okay, so I think this was on a Friday. So that Friday, I leave the school. I go to Starbucks, and I start documenting everything, you know. Anyone that knows me, they know I keep dates up here. I'm very good at, like, chronological order, and just, you know, I had to put my little lawyer hat on and start documenting everything, you know, start CCing people. Documented. I didn't even want to get into all the past and everything. I just wanted to focus on getting these documents back, because I had 1 week until I was supposed to be going to Bali, and then I needed to, like, confirm with this new employer if I was gonna, you know, come onto that job. So I CC'd our contacts in the United States. I CC'd our teacher, and then who I'd already been in contact with since the second day, you know, when I was feeling in my spirit like something's not right about this. And she, you know, she kind of felt the same way. I also CC'd the company that certified me and SKB to teach English. I kind of wish I would have done it earlier, but everything's divine time, because this completely rattled this guy. And I just said, because it was like he said he would give me my documents back, but then he didn't give them back to me that day. And then he never said when he would get them back to me, or like, or how long it would take. Again, like, bullying tactic and everything. Like, this silence can also be a bullying tactic. So I was just like, okay, on this date, I made this request. This is what happened. We had this meeting, and I need these documents by this date. The national holiday is coming back up. If I do not get these documents, I will be forced to take other measures. I didn't even say what measures. I just left it at that. CC'd them, and then he ended up replying back, completely rattled, you know, because it was like his reputation in the United States was, you know, at risk and everything. And he's like, I can't believe he would do that. But he didn't reply back to everybody. I mean, to me, if someone attacked my character and they said I was lying or, like, doing something to cause harm and it wasn't true, I'm CCing everybody right back. Like, wait a minute. No, this is my recollection of what happened. But he didn't, because he knew he was in the wrong. So he tried to, again, you know, send me these emails and, you know, saying all this stuff and, you know, like, oh, you know, but then he did say, he's like, well, you'll have your documents by Monday or Tuesday. What was so funny is that I didn't get the email until Sunday. So this was like on a Friday night when I sent mine. Saturday, I didn't get a chance to check my email, but I did have my new phone and everything, and the email didn't come in. It was like a delay. But I mean, everything for a reason, you know? And so I ended up getting his email till Sunday saying, I'll have your documents by that following Monday or Tuesday. So it was like for 36 hours, I thought that he did not respond back to me. I went ballistic during those 36 hours. And this was actually the night I went to that networking event with the expats. So I was having a good time, and everyone's like, it's going to be okay. Like, you know, there's no way this guy can keep your stuff. If he does, then yes, you need to go to the embassy or you need to get a lawyer or whatever. But most of them were like, oh, we just think he's, like, you know, trying to bully, which is not right and everything. But it was like, but, you know, it's still, I was kind of, you know, a worry. I wasn't worrying necessarily, but I mean, it was just kind of like this monkey on my back. And I don't want to put that out there because I don't want a monkey on my back in Bali because they're kind of aggressive. But it was just kind of like this dark cloud that was constantly over me when I would even think about this guy having my documents. So I just said, every time I have to worry about it, you're going to have to worry about it. So if it would cross my mind, boom, I'm texting him saying, when can I have my documents? Please respond. Please call me back. Let me know when I have my documents. You know, I was blowing up his phone and calling him. And I was just putting the heat on this guy for that 24 hours. And I knew he was rattled. And so I just kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it. And, you know, finally I did have to tell him. I did have to, like Oprah says that Lauren Michaels, when she started her network, he said, you know, not everybody's going to want to watch you, like, saunter into, you know, having a successful network. You're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to work hard. And you're going to have to use a couple of MFs, you know, mother, you know. And I just love that advice. And I did. I had to get dirty with one text message, and I just said, you don't want to F with me. And that's all I said. And I mean, hey, when you're a woman and a strong woman, I mean, sometimes you do have to, you know, take measures into your own hands, because sometimes you will run across these men who think they can just treat you any old kind of way because you're a woman. And I know that he would not have treated a man like this. I just know he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have had the guts to do that. He's such a coward. This is why, you know, I think he like thought he could do this and everything. And I don't know if it's a cultural thing or whatever. And this is not anything to do with Indonesia. And I don't know, or, you know, I don't know if it does or not, or has anything to do with Korea or not. I mean, I just think this guy thought that he could just treat me any old kind of way. So then I get his email that next day, and now he's the victim. He's like, oh, you threatened me, and you're bullying me, and you're the one being the bully, and I can't, you know, believe this, and blah, 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 and, you know, all this other stuff. And I demand that you apologize to my United States contacts, and when are you going to have these documents? That's all I want to know. So I just said, look, I'll be there Tuesday. I'm bringing a witness with me, and please have my documents. I will return your keys, your cell phone, and your USB. See you on Tuesday. And that was it. So Sunday rolled around, and I decided, okay, I don't trust giving these apartment keys back to this guy, because who knows what he's going to go in there and do, you know, or if he's going to lie to the landlord and, you know, all kind of madness. Because I knew he didn't have really a leg to stand on as far as taking me to court for anything, because he had been lying, and he wasn't my sponsor or anything like that. So, but the landlord, you know, if he was able to arrange it where it looked like I did some kind of damage to the apartment or didn't pay the bills or something like that, then that could possibly, you know, get me in trouble. Again, Outplay. So what I did, I ended up contacting the landlord because the SKB gave me a temporary cell phone. So, you know, anytime I needed something from the landlord, like internet access or whatever, or if I had a problem, I could just text him and, you know, he would fix it and everything. So, and I knew the landlord lived in the area. So that morning, I text messaged the landlord, and I just said, could you please meet me at the apartment? And he texted me back, and he said, oh, yeah, sure. So, again, I hadn't lived in the apartment in a week, because I, you know, had moved into my new one. And they're, you know, kind of right in the same vicinity, like maybe, you know, a 10-minute walk. Not even 10 minutes, like a 5-minute walk from each other. So I text the landlord. He says, okay, I'll meet you. What time? So I said, okay, can we meet, you know, at noon? He says, okay, that's fine. So noon rolls around. So I go to the apartment. I took video of the entire place to show that it's in good condition, no damage. I wrote up kind of like a little affidavit, you know, just saying the apartment's in good condition, and I had a place where I was going to sign it and a place where the landlord's going to sign it. And then I, you know, had the keys, the spare keys, the security card, everything. And then when the landlord came in, I just had my iPhone, and I just kind of, you know, kept it like this and videotaped everything that was happening. So the landlord came in, and you could tell he was kind of like, oh, hey, or kind of, what's going on here? And so I showed him, we toured the apartment, and I was just showing him the windows, everything, like, okay, no damage, like good condition, okay, you know, and everything. And then I had that affidavit, you know, I wrote up, I signed it, he signed it, took a picture of that. I think I don't know if I kept it or if I gave it to him. Took a picture of that, had the video of him, and then he's going to say, yeah, so, and I love how it's like people don't speak English, but man, when it comes to green and that money, oh yeah, people are going to form a sentence in English. So he says, yes, SKB say you pay $200 US for the water, utilities, the maid. Okay, you guys, Southeast Asia is so inexpensive, you know, compared to the United States. Water, utilities, maintenance, that would probably total something like $50 US. For the maid to come in, she came in, I think, 2 times, and really, that was not per my request. I mean, I was thinking of getting, having a maid at the time and everything, because that was part of the culture, and, and it fuels their workforce. So it's not like you just have this, like, indentured servant, necessarily. There's people who do treat them like that. But, it's part of their workforce and everything. So she came in maybe 2 times. It cost $20 US for the maid to come in twice a week for a month. $20 US. So really, at the most, it would probably be anywhere from $50 to $70 US. Where he's getting $200 US, I have no idea. So I was really calm with the landlord, and I just said, SKB will be paying that. And the landlord says, because I knew they were in cahoots, which is why SKB didn't want me to move out of that apartment. I knew they were in cahoots, and they're both Korean, and communities stick together. The different Asian communities stick together, so the Indians, they roll with each other and do business. Chinese roll with each other and do business. Koreans, So anyway, I knew the 2 of them were in cahoots. So he says, no, SKB say, you're going to pay $200. And I said, oh, no. Mm-mm. Yeah, I talked to SKB, and I'm giving you the keys. So then he's okay, hold on. And then he calls, SKB. I ain't gonna lie, I was like, ooh, please don't answer the phone, because I knew it was just gonna tip him off just that little bit that I was playing hardball now. So by the grace of God, SKB didn't answer his phone. This dude called him like 3 times in a row, and I thought he might be at church too. 3 times in a row, and SKB didn't answer. So then the landlord was kind of nervous, and I just said, well, I'll speak with SKB, and you'll have your money, next week. So he's, oh, okay. So I give him, the keys or whatever. Done with that. So then Tuesday is getting ready to roll around. So I asked Diana I asked her to come to this meeting with me. And then she ended up asking her boyfriend, who's from South Africa, but he's been living here for a few years. She asked him to come to the meeting too, because she was like, oh, we might need some kind of backup, because this guy sounds like a little crazy. So I ended up meeting them. And before that, it's like, I didn't want to, because they tell you, focus on what you want in life. Don't focus on what you don't want to happen, or putting your energy towards that. So I just kept visualizing like a very peaceful, amicable split. He would give me my documents, and then I would give him back his cell phone, the USB, and I even had a change of heart. I just said, you know what? Because I really didn't want like trouble with the landlord, and so I just said, even though he told me that I would not have to pay any money towards my apartment, he said if I did, it would just be a small amount. I had the email to prove it. But whatever. I just said, I'm going to give him like $50 US, which is like 500,000 rupiah. And really what's funny is it kind of equaled the amount of money that, I'm sorry. He owed me some money for some work that I did when I was here, teaching and everything. He really wasn't supposed to be paying, so I didn't really even want to accept it. But the amount of hours that I worked and the part-time salary that he was going to give towards that, it equaled about $200. It was probably more. I know it was more than that, but fine. It was about $200, and then I was willing to even just give $50 US, towards the cost. If indeed I did have to pay maintenance, and that was a small amount, that would be fine, for a free apartment for a month. Okay. So I decided, okay, because you have to negotiate everything, and I said, okay, I'll give him that money. So now, time to slay the dragon and have this meeting.